So in the last Nintendo Switch eShop sale video on the channel, I mentioned we would likely see Nintendo hold a first-party summer sale of some sort, in addition to, of course, a ton of different third-party games on sale, but today's is actually a pretty big one. It's one of the bigger sales we've had in quite some time. There are multiple first-party Nintendo Switch games on sale, and in today's video, I want to walk through the entire newest sales and deals page together, branded the Hyper Max sale, and share my personal recommendations on which games may be worth adding into your Nintendo Switch collection right now. What's up, nation? Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notification if you haven't already. And as mentioned, guys, today we are taking a look at the brand new eShop sale, branded the Hyper Max sale. This runs through June 25th at 11:59 Pacific time. So that is how long you have to pick up any of the discounts that we will be going over. As I did mention, this is one of the larger Switch eShop sales we have seen in recent memory. And hopping right into number one on our list is a strong recommendation from me, which is Metroid Dread. I think this is the 2.5D Metroidvania style gameplay at its finest. I truly don't think any other game has hit it out of the park as much as Metroid Dread has, and fortunately for you, there is a demo available. I would encourage players to get past the initial learning curve because this is a difficult title. Granted, Nintendo did go in and add a easy difficulty in case if you're not such a fan of the challenge that this game has to offer, but incredible boss fights, incredible level exploration, incredible item upgrades all throughout. You have super intense segments, really cool platforming and abilities that you unlock as Samus as you progress in the story. I can't recommend this one enough. You will notice that just about every first-party Nintendo Switch game we're going to look at comes around that 30% off. We historically just never see them go much lower than that at all, so be aware. You might think that $41.99 is still a steep price. I do think that in Metroid Dread's case, it's one of the more worth it titles, at least for me. That's where my enjoyment lands on the game, but you will not see these games go much beneath that at all, if ever, because even on Black Friday sales and the big holiday season sales, we don't typically see digital first-party Nintendo Switch games ever go lower than that $41.99 price. Next up on our list is none other than Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which also now has a demo available on the eShop. It is a Ubisoft game, but of course a Mario crossover. It is a tactical RPG that many fans really thoroughly enjoyed. Apparently Ubisoft wasn't too happy with the sales of this game, but by all accounts it improves upon a lot of what the original Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle accomplished. So it's half price right now, $29.99. Not a bad addition, especially I love to see demo support in the eShop, so you get to hop into this game and make sure you're into it before you pick it up, and it might be the perfect time to do so. Now then we have Super Mario Party, and if you have to pick a Mario Party game on the Switch, in my opinion, it's actually not this one. I thoroughly enjoyed Mario Party Superstars. Super Mario Party is a very fun and content complete Mario Party game, but it heavily relies on the Joy-Con motion-based type of mini game layout, and I really didn't find myself enjoying the mini games near as much in this particular Mario Party. Superstars, on the other hand, heavily relies on the classical controller button layout approach, which I just tend to enjoy more for my Mario Party mini games. This is still a solid one though. It is one that came out near the beginning of the Nintendo Switch's life cycle, so yes, again, that $41.99 price, maybe not the most attractive to everyone out there, but it's a sale on a first-party Nintendo Switch game, and we don't always tend to see those often. Next, we have Inscryption, which I have not played myself. It is 35% off, or $12.99 right now as part of this sale, and JRPG fans out there are going to need to pay attention to this because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is on sale in multiple bundles, so you do have an option to get the entire Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game plus the expansion pass, which has 4 different waves of DLC that are now all out, which is fantastic. It sounds like wave 4 with the new story content is incredibly lengthy and it adds a ton of gameplay, and that really says something considering that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is already likely a 100+ hour game easy just on the base game alone, and you can pick up just that base game at $41.99 right now, or you can get the bundle of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 plus the entire expansion pass for $71.98, a 20% discount off the entire bundle, or a 30% discount off of the base game itself. Next up, you have Skyrim. This game continues to sell in all generations of gaming. It's half price. This was actually on a previous sale, and I will have the other video linked in the description down below if you want to know about more of these third-party titles, because we did walk through many of them that were on sale in the previous video. And you can pick up the anniversary edition at half price right now, $34.99. You then have Fire Emblem 3 Houses plus expansion pack for 30% off or $60 right now. And then you have the base game available for 30% off or $41.99. And this is one that I own but is in my backlog, but it does look great. And while Fire Emblem Engage is the more recent title, this one still seems to be beloved by fans, and you might as well pick it up by not paying full price as part of this eShop sale if you do intend to add it into your Switch library. You then have MLB The Show 23 coming in at half price or $29.99 right now. There's some digital deluxe edition options that you have as well. Disney Dreamlight Valley is one that gets talked about a lot online for kind of the more cozy game life simulator crowd out there, but it has some adventure portions as well. We saw a lot of promotion around this one at various different directs, so there's a couple different options on pricing here. You can get the base game for 25% off or $22.49, or you can get the Ultimate Edition, which comes with, I'm assuming, all of the DLC and extra bells and whistles and additional content for $48.99 or 30% off. So a little bit of a better discount to pick up the Ultimate Edition. If you are someone who has been looking at Disney Dreamlight Valley, it might be a good time to consider it. Tunic is next on our list. This is a great game. I mean, through and through. It is heavily Zelda inspired. It has some Dark Souls inspiration as well. And if you know anything about me, those are my two of some of my favorite franchises of all time, period. So this one's a great one. I'm really glad it came to the Nintendo Switch. I believe we first saw this released on Xbox, maybe even Steam. I can't remember the entire history of it, but it's a perfect fit for the Switch in my opinion. And it being $20.99 is a good opportunity to look into the game, see if it's something that you're interested in, and potentially pick up at just that $20 price instead of its $30 regular retail, which is a discount of 30% for Tunic. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is next up on the list, and you have a few different options for this discount. This is a warrior style Zelda game, so it's a crossover. Don't expect a traditional Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom style Zelda game, but it does have some fantastic lore, and it has that insane amount of enemies on screen, go tackle everything that you can see and survive style Warriors gameplay. And you can pick up the base game for $41.99 or 30% off, or you can get a bundle of the DLC expansion pass in addition to the game, also at a 30% discount for $55.98. You also have the expansion pass on sale by itself, also discounted 30%, so you have options there. Then have Portal Companion Collection, which is a great collection of Portal games. They're puzzle-based games. It's really cool to see them on Switch. These are half price right now, and it is $9.99 instead of the $20 regular retail. You next up have Triangle Strategy, which is another one for JRPG fans out there. But if you want more of that HD 2D art style that looks so great in the modern era with really good lighting effects, a very solid story, and fortunately, there is a demo available with this one, so you get to check it out before you purchase it. And I would do that at that higher $41.99 price compared to some of the other games on the list. It's worth hopping into first and seeing if you enjoy the gameplay style, and if you do, pick it up on that 30% discount. Next up, you have Dead Cells Medley of Pain bundle, which is pretty cool because it comes with the most recent Castlevania DLC. That's the big thing for me. I have yet to hop back into this game and experience the Castlevania DLC, but it's one that I've been waiting on. So now is a good time to pick it up if you don't already own the game at all, and you can get all the content that it has to offer. This is another Metroidvania style game, but also with roguelike mechanics. 17 different levels, 5 bosses, a ton of cool, unique items and weapon options. You can pretty much build your character out how you see fit. And while it has been out for a while at this point, it's nice to see the new content being bundled in and discounted off at 20% right now, or $31.99 for the entire Medley of Pain bundle for Dead Cells. Next up, you have Okami HD. We'll speed through some of the rest of these outside of one or two that we will talk about, but Okami HD is 50% off or $9.99. You do have the gold edition of Sparks of Hope available at 44% off or $50.39. So more content included in there. Astral Chain, a fantastic hack and slash adventure game from Platinum Games. Dark Souls Remastered, it's one that I'm waiting for the sequels for these games to come to the Switch. We may not see that happen until the Switch 2 or next gen hardware if we see it at all, but it's one that I have to recommend to you guys. If you haven't checked out the Dark Souls franchise, it sure has a hardcore learning curve when you first get into it to get down the combat mechanics and the timing around dodge rolls. If you do that, just use a good beefy shield in your first run through is my opinion, and shield through most of the attacks and get good at the timing on things, and you will fall in love with this game once your character starts to come together and you get some decent stat upgrades and you start to level up the weapons that you're interested in and the armor that you're interested in. It is fantastic and I cannot recommend it enough, especially Legend of Zelda fans out there. It is a different vibe, but when I tell you Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom took a lot of cues from the combat of the Souls series, I really firmly believe that, and I think that a lot of fans of those games will absolutely get immersed in the Dark Souls series if you give it enough of a chance, and that is half price, just $20 right now on the Switch eShop. Bravely Default 2, another one you can hop in and check out the demo before purchasing, is $41.99 right now as part of this sale. Deadly Premonition 2, a blessing in disguise, one that I'm not familiar with, 50% off or $24.99 right now. Daemon X Machina is 30% off or $41.99, also demo available, which is a big plus. Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition. Hopefully they fixed all the bugs and glitches that were present at that game at launch, but it is 50% off, $29.99. I believe that's about the lowest we've seen it so far, providing everything has been patched out in terms of the glitches. I think that that's not a bad price for 3 classic Grand Theft Auto games that you can play on the Switch, but there is a conversation to be had around the overall performance of those games on the Switch versus the other consoles, so you may want to do a little bit more research on that before picking it up, but it is one that is worth noting at half price. You then have DC Superhero Girls Teen Power at $41.99. Seems like a high price for that game, but maybe it's a recent release. Then you also have Layton's Mystery Journey, and this is $23.99 or 40% off right now. Live Alive or Live Alive, I can't remember exactly the correct way to say it. It's a fantastic JRPG that was actually left in Japan for the longest time with no localized version, and Nintendo decided to essentially reboot the game and bring it over in an HD 2D art style. People who played it loved it. I never got a chance to check it out myself, and while it's not the biggest discount ever, 30% off, it still knocks it down to $35 instead of the $50 regular. And you have No More Heroes 3 at half price right now. That's a pretty good discount considering that I can't remember seeing a time where No More Heroes 3 has been on sale. Maybe it has at some point and I just missed it, but anyway, 50% off is not a bad price. This game came out towards August or summertime 2021, so it has been on the market for a while. But if you're a fan of the franchise at all, or if it just looks good to you based off the gameplay, $30 is not a bad price to pick that one up and add it into your collection. Next up, you have Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the Black Order. That is $41.99 or 30% off. We'll fly through some of the rest of these here. SNK Heroines, Tag Team Frenzy, half price, or no, not quite. It's 40% off, $29.99. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I guess just the expansion pass only is $13.99. Travis Strikes Again, a No More Heroes spin-off, I believe. That is $14.99 or 50% off. Octopath Traveler, 30% off right now, $41.99. Chicory, A Colorful Tale, one that I'm not familiar with, half price, $9.99. Have a Nice Death. I remember seeing this at one of the, it may have been a direct or some kind of showcase. Anyway, this game actually looked pretty good to me. I never got a chance to pick it up. It's not the biggest discount on the list. It is 20% off or just $5 off its regular price at $19.99. But it's a 2D action roguelike, so expect some punch in the difficulty department. I really like the presentation and art style and everything I've seen from the trailer, and it's one that if you enjoy it, you might look into adding that into your collection. Disney Speedstorm Deluxe Founder Pack is $34.99 or 30% off right now. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga Deluxe Edition is $27.99. The game's almost always on sale, but that is a 60% discount, so I think we've even seen it more aggressively discounted than that. Don't put any time pressure on that one. We've seen it go on sale constantly on the Switch. Monster Hunter Rise Plus Sunbreak is 33% off or $40 on the eShop right now. No Man's Sky is a game that's gotten a lot of additional content as time has gone on with updates and things. It's $35.99 or 40% off its regular price. Persona, there's a ton of Persona stuff happening right now. If you want to get into that series, this is a pretty decent price. 40% off Persona 5 Royal on the Switch, or $35.99. If you're hyped for Persona 3 Remake, Persona 5 Tactics, I don't know that that one's coming to Switch, but there's some good stuff upcoming for the series, so might be worth hopping into that at that $35 price point. Unpacking, I'm assuming an unpacking simulator. It's $11.99, 40% off right now. And Spitfire, $7.49. And then you have a really interesting Star Wars Heritage Pack. So you get a number of different classic Star Wars games for $39.99. If you have nostalgia for many of these included, it might be worth looking into. To be exact, you get Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, Episode 1 Racer, Republic Commando, The Force Unleashed, Knights of the Old Republic, and Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. All of that at the $40 price point. And then you have Taiko Tatsumi Rhythm Festival. I probably messed that up. We'll just call it Rhythm Festival. Anyway, that is the last game on this list at 40% off. There are some sales at the bottom part of the page that I talked about earlier. Go check out my other video where we deep dive some of the other sales that are going on right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. I think this one's new, but there's not really anything that's popping out to me that we need to spend any length of time on. And then there's even this 70% off the Focus publisher sale. So a Plague Tale Requiem, but I believe even we're talking cloud version with a lot of this stuff. So anyway, nothing really hops out to me on those. The max sale, whatever it's called, the Hyper Max sale, interesting naming there. That's really the big meat and potatoes of what Nintendo discounted when it comes to some of their first party stuff and just some games that we don't always see go on sale. So I really want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, whether or not you're looking to buy any new Nintendo Switch games as part of this newest eShop deal, and what you think about the sale overall. So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.